Today I wanted to do a quick review on the WorkSharp Field Sharpener. This is a requested review by many of you out there. Now, as a disclaimer, I was given this by WorkSharp, but it is not a paid review. I just got it when I went out to check out their new knife, the RMX. Now, I'm not going to show you every single feature, but I did want to show you a couple of things that I like and a couple of things that I don't. So this thing currently retails for $39.95, and I'll leave a link to it below. It has a coarse and fine diamond plate, a ceramic rod, and a small preloaded strop. Now they also have another field sharpener which sells for about $14, which may actually be a better deal depending on what you're doing, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. So how's the quality? First off, the diamond abrasives are really good in terms of plating quality and grit control. No contamination on either the coarse side, which doesn't really matter, or the fine side. The diamond on the coarse side is aggressive enough to do some light profile work, but I wouldn't be doing that on this system. This is a field sharpener and it's not going to be very fun, but you could do it. The fine side is good for light maintenance work combined with the ceramic. The ceramic itself is fantastic. I really like it for light touch-ups or honing, if you will. I use the ceramic all the time for light touch-ups and it's really good. It also has a strop that comes preloaded with green compound. This is kind of the first thing that I'm not too fond of. I really don't like green compound in general. I did try it and it does work, but I've recently scraped it all off and reloaded it with 6 micron diamond. It's now much more aggressive and does the job much quicker for such a small strop. You'll notice it also has angle guides on each end, which are an actual 20 degrees relative to the stone. I think it's okay as a general guide. However, most of the knives that I sharpen are in the 17 to 20 degree range. And because the guides are 20 degrees, if your knife has any spine thickness, you're most likely going to be closer to 25 degrees, maybe even more. I would personally like to see these guides at slightly less of an angle, maybe 15 to 17 degrees. That way more knives would be closer to a good all-around 20 degree angle for my purposes, rather than the 25 degrees. This is just my personal opinion though. You may find that the 25 degree angle, if your knives have any spine thickness, works for you, and that's just fine too. Another thing is I would like to be able to remove these angle guides. Sometimes I find they get in the way, but again, that's just me personally wanting to match a certain angle that's already on the knife. And maybe I'm just asking way too much from a simple field sharpener. So I'm showing you this because you could do it. Very dull. So I took an already dull knife, dulled it on another sharpening stone, and then brought it back to shaving sharp in exactly 1 minute and 54 seconds. So it really is not a big deal to completely resharpen a smaller knife on the field sharpener. Now, if you look at their other small, cheap field sharpener, which I'll also link below, it has the coarse diamond side and the fine ceramic. I think for certain situations, this would actually be a better buy. If you're looking for super quick general touch-ups in the field in a super small, lightweight, cheap package, I'd probably buy this instead and carry a very small strip of leather for a strop. But you're definitely not going to want to do any complete resharpenings with this small one since it's basically a handheld unit. The advantage of the bigger one is that you can basically do everything you would ever need to do with knife sharpening, even though it wouldn't really be fun. In other words, it's not a full-size sharpening kit. Another thing is that it does actually work with larger knives, if you have the skill. I actually have used these in my kitchen for quick handheld touch-ups on kitchen knives. Yes, it is awkward, but it's faster than running out to the shop for the large stones for quick touch-ups. With all of this being said, I use this thing constantly. I keep it by the door for what is usually a quick ceramic and strop touch-up, since I, as in me, would be super embarrassed if I was caught without a sharp knife at any given time. If you do need something to throw in a backpack, a toolbox, a tackle box, a go bag, or just to keep by the door or whatever, I definitely recommend checking it out. The quality is definitely there and the price isn't too bad either.